chickpea salad. All right, this is a nice, fun dish that you can add variations to. But what we're going to be using today, aside from chickpeas, is some red onion, some cherry tomatoes, because that's what we had on hand. If we had plum tomatoes, we would go ahead and cut them and seed them, but we have cherry tomatoes. Cucumber is a big part of this dish, so we're going to be adding in lots of wonderful crunchy cucumber. And this recipe originally called for parsley. We did not have parsley on hand. We had cilantro, so I'm going to go ahead and make it with cilantro. It's still going to taste fantastic. We're going to need salt, pepper, olive oil, and we're going to be squeezing a little bit of lemon juice as well. The other variations you can do to this salad is you can add some feta cheese. We think that would be amazing. You could also add in some of other vegetables that you prefer. But we're going to make this basic recipe and then we'll be back to show you. First thing you're going to want to do is wash that cilantro and dry it. Wash and dry those cherry tomatoes as well. Let's get those cucumbers washed. And we're going to wash up this lemon and cut it in half and squeeze some of the juice out of it. All right, we squeezed our lemon and now we have some lemon juice to work with as well. We're going to start by cutting our cucumber into bite-sized bits. Now, if this was a small cucumber, we could have just done them in 4s, but I'm going to do them in 6 through the thick part of my cucumber. Then the other thing I want to mention is, should this have been a seeded cucumber, one with a lot of seeds in it, I use the English cucumber. But if this was a regular cucumber with the seeds, you'd want to go ahead and remove all the seeds. That way your salad won't get mushy. We have a decision to make here now that we've got our cucumber cut, as to whether to leave our tomatoes whole or should we go ahead and cut them in. I think we're going to leave them whole since they're cherry tomatoes. You may prefer to cut them. If you do, you may need to seed them as well. Next up, we're going to go ahead and cut it. Now that we have our onions chopped up, what's left is our cilantro. And I like to do that last because that's the messiest piece. So what we're going to do is we're going to just start dropping some of our ingredients into our salad bowl. So let's go ahead and get the cucumbers and the tomatoes in there first. We're going to decide on our exact ratio. Because again, this is a varied salad. You can do different things with it depending on what you like. You may not want to use all the chickpeas. You may not want as much tomato or as much onion as some of the other people like in their salads. The important thing is to get a good ratio in your bite. Look how beautiful that looks before I've even added in the chickpeas or the cilantro. All right, let's get some of those chickpeas added in there. And then we're going to be able to mix it all up. And at the same time, let's go ahead and put a little bit of cilantro. All right, now we have the basis for our salad. All we're going to do is get a nice soft spoon and mix this up. I didn't want to forget the lemon juice, the olive oil, and the salt and pepper. So let's go ahead and do that before we toss it. We're going to put our lemon juice in. Let's go ahead and get our olive oil in. Okay. And then we'll add in our salt and our pepper. And then we'll stir it with this gentle spoon. What we're going to do as we stir this is we're just going to give it a gentle fold over with our spoon like this. That way we're going to be sure that we're turning all the ingredients, mixing up the olive oil and the lemon, and get those onions evenly distributed. Now, I want you to know I did not use, and you could tell by looking at this, a ton of onion. We didn't want too much red onion. No one will eat this in my house if it has way too much red onion. But if you're a fan, add more. Again, this is a salad that is totally subjective. You can work with it any way that you want. I think this looks lovely, and I'm going to now go ahead and give it a little taste to see where we're at. Delicious. I like it just the way it is. Earlier, we showed you how to make this lovely chickpea salad with cucumber, tomato, and cilantro. And now we're going to do a variation on that where we're going to go ahead and add in some more protein. We're going to add in some tuna, and we're going to go ahead and add in some capers as well. So for this recipe, I like to add in the darker tuna. You may not like the darker tuna. As long as you're buying a quality brand, you shouldn't have a problem with it. Again, you can use the white if it's a preference thing. So we're going to go ahead and put in about an ounce of tuna, maybe a little less than an ounce, half ounce. And then let's go ahead and get some capers on here. Look how beautiful that is. I'm going to put in about, let's say, a half teaspoon of capers. We don't want to make it too capery. But here, now you can see we have a nice variation on this beautiful salad. We have our tuna, we have our chickpeas, we have capers, we have cucumber, we have red onion. That is just a fantastic salad. And here